The crystalline being's voice resonated with melancholy as it gazed through the observation deck's reinforced barrier at the human research station below. Its translucent form shimmered with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed in rhythm with its emotional state, currently a deep sorrowful blue. "Why are we forbidden from touching humans?" Zix-9 asked, its four-chambered voice box creating harmonious overtones that made the question even more poignant. Dr. James Mitchell looked up from his data pad, his weathered face softening as he observed his colleagues' distress. After 3 years working alongside the ethereal collective, he had learned to read their emotional displays as clearly as human facial expressions. "It's not a matter of prohibition, Zix," James said gently, setting down his work. "It's a matter of physics." Through the transparent aluminum barrier, they could see Dr. Lisa Chen conducting her daily rounds in the human section of the Joint Research Facility. Her movements were precise and efficient as she tended to the various biological samples and experiments that required human oversight. Every gesture she made seemed to fascinate Zix-9, whose patterns shifted to a curious amber. "But surely," the alien continued, "there must be some way. Your species and ours have worked together for decades now. We share knowledge, resources, even humor, though I confess your jokes often elude our understanding." James chuckled, remembering the disastrous comedy night they'd attempted last month. "The thing is, Zix, it's not about cultural differences or safety protocols. It's about the fundamental nature of what humans are." The alien's form brightened slightly, patterns shifting to an inquisitive green. "Please explain." James stood and walked to the barrier, placing his palm against its surface. "What do you see when you look at me?" "I see Dr. James Mitchell," Zix-9 replied immediately. "Brilliant xenobiologist, terrible at mathematical calculations but exceptional at intuitive leaps, possessor of what you call a dad joke problem." "No, I mean, what do you physically see?" The alien's pattern swirled thoughtfully. "Carbon-based biological matter, electrical impulses, chemical reactions, standard organic composition for your species." "That's where you're wrong," James said, his voice taking on the tone he used during his most important lectures. "That's what your sensors tell you, but it's not the whole truth." Below them, Lisa had paused in her work and was looking up at the observation deck. She smiled and waved, and James waved back. Zix-9's patterns flared with what could only be described as longing. "Humans," James continued, "are not just biological machines. We're not just the sum of our atoms and molecules. Every human is a walking, talking probability storm. I do not understand. Quantum mechanics. Consciousness creates reality at the subatomic level. Every human mind is constantly collapsing wave functions, making quantum decisions, existing in multiple states simultaneously until observed. We're living uncertainty principles." Zix-9's patterns shifted rapidly through the spectrum. This is impossible. Our science shows no evidence of such phenomena." "Because your consciousness is different," James explained. "Your people evolved as hive minds, collective intelligences. You experience reality as a shared, determined state. But humans? Each of us carries our own pocket universe of possibilities." The alien moved closer to the barrier, its form pressing against the transparent aluminum. "And physical contact would force our quantum states to interact directly. Your crystalline matrix consciousness would try to synchronize with our chaotic probability clouds. The feedback loop would be—" James paused, searching for the right words. "Imagine trying to contain a supernova in a test tube." Lisa's voice crackled through the intercom. "Everything all right up there?" "Zix looks distressed." "We're fine," James replied, "just having a physics discussion. The dangerous kind or the boring kind." "Is there a difference?" James asked, earning what sounded like a laugh from both Lisa and their alien colleague. Zix-9's patterns had settled into a deep purple. What James had learned indicated profound sadness mixed with acceptance. "So we can never truly connect. Never experience the friendship bond your species shares through physical contact." "Physical contact? No," James admitted. But connection? We've been connecting for 3 years. Now, every conversation, every shared discovery, every moment of understanding across the vast differences between our species, that's connection, Zix. The alien's patterns brightened slightly. But you humans place such importance on physical affection. I have observed the handshakes, the embraces, the way Dr. Chen pats shoulders when offering comfort. James smiled. We do. But we also connect through words, through shared experiences, through understanding. The fact that you're asking this question, that you feel sadness about the barrier between us, that's more connection than most humans ever achieve with each other. Below, Lisa had returned to her work, but she kept glancing up at them with the concerned expression she wore whenever she worried about her colleagues' well-being. Besides, James added, there are advantages to your situation. Advantages. You get to know us purely for who we are, not influenced by pheromones, physical attraction, or the chemical cocktail that physical contact creates in human brains. Your friendship with us is based entirely on intellectual and emotional compatibility. Zix-9's pattern swirled thoughtfully. I had not considered this perspective. Humans have a saying, James said. The heart that loves is always young. Your heart, if you'll forgive the anthropomorphism, loves purely. That's something rare and precious. The alien's form gradually shifted to a warm golden hue. Perhaps there is wisdom in this limitation. Perhaps there is, James agreed. After all, the best connections aren't always the ones we can hold in our hands. As if to prove his point, Lisa's voice came through the intercom again. Hey Zix, I finished analyzing those mineral samples you provided. The results are fascinating. Want to discuss them over lunch? The alien's patterns exploded into brilliant rainbow hues, pure joy in the ethereal visual language. I would be delighted, Dr. Chen, Zix-9 replied, already moving toward the corridor that led to the neutral meeting spaces. As James watched his colleagues head off to their lunch meeting, he reflected on the strange beauty of interspecies friendship. Sometimes the most profound connections were the ones that existed despite barriers, not because of their absence. In the end, perhaps that was the most human thing of all, finding ways to touch lives without ever touching skin.